You're smart. You're skilled. You've got ideas that could truly help people. But when it comes to turning all of that into income, freedom, or flexibility, that's where things get a little bit murky. So, do you coach, teach, maybe sell a template, start a business? No wonder you're feeling overwhelmed. But here's the thing, everyone thinks they have to pick the perfect model first. So, can I be honest? That's a little bit backward. Your message, the way you help people and the transformation you offer, that's the part that matters most. So today I'm going to map out what fits you, not what you think you should do, not what someone else is doing on Instagram, what fits your energy, your goals, and your real life. Maybe this sounds familiar. You've had a spark, an idea, you want something that's more flexible, more fulfilling, maybe even something that doesn't drain you the way your current job does. But the moment you try to figure out how to turn that into a business, your brain jumps straight to something that's familiar. You think maybe I could start an ABA company, or maybe I'll do some school consultation. That still counts as independent, right? Or maybe you've even thought about selling digital resources or creating a course, but you stop yourself because you're not techie, or you wonder if people actually even pay for that stuff. I've been there, and let me tell you, those doubts are totally normal. If all you've ever seen is BCBAs running traditional clinics or billing by the hour, it makes total sense that you'd struggle to picture something different. But what if you didn't need to start a full company or hire a team or launch with some giant plan? What if all you needed was a clear message and the right model to carry it forward? So here's the metaphor that I want you to hold on to. Your message is the seed. Your model is the pot. If you skip the seed, no container, no matter how fancy, is going to help you grow. Your message is your mission. Your model is your method. And that order matters. So let's start where it makes the most sense. What's the problem you're passionate about solving? Who do you help? And how do you help them reach their goals or solve that problem? Once you know that, choosing a model is a lot less overwhelming. So let's map this out together. Now that you've got a clearer idea of what you want to say and who you want to help, let's figure out how to get that message out into the world. There's no one size fits all model here. These are just containers, they're vehicles for your ideas. Let's walk through the most common ones that I see BCBAs use so you can decide what might actually work for you. Let's start with something that might feel familiar, and that's coaching or one on one consulting. This is often the go to starting point because it's so straightforward. You don't need a lot of tech setup, you don't need to spend years building an audience. It's just you, your brain, and your time. So imagine this, you're on a Zoom call with a new BCBA who's completely overwhelmed. You've been there, you know what she needs. And in 1 hour, you walk her through a game plan that changes how she approaches supervision. That's the magic of one on one. This model works really well if you love connecting with people in real time, if you get energy from conversations and like to customize your help to each individual person. This could be your sweet spot. But let's be real, there's a huge trade off. You're still exchanging time for money. It's flexible, sure, but it's not exactly freedom yet. That's why I like to think of this as just a bridge. It's a way to start, it's a way to build confidence, test your ideas, and make a little money while you're doing it, while you figure out what else you want to create. You don't have to go all in on one forever, but if someone's already asked you to pick your brain, this might be the easiest way to get started getting paid for something that you already know how to do. Let's talk about one of the most overlooked ways BCBAs can start bringing in an income without adding more to their plate. You know, all of those resources that you've already created, the ones sitting in your Google Drive, maybe it's a goal tracking sheet or a supervision checklist. handout that you've refined over the years, those could be digital products. I am serious. People will pay for things that save them time and make their lives easier. I started out by selling some PowerPoints that I had created for our group parent training program. There's stuff that I was creating anyways, and I sold them on Teachers Pay Teachers. This model is great if you love creating tools, systems, or guides. And it's especially perfect if you want to build something once and let it keep working for you over time. Of course, it does take some upfront effort. You have to make sure it's clear, valuable, and actually solves a problem for someone. But once you do that, you're no longer tied to live calls or constant hustle. You just package what you already know and let it do the heavy lifting. Now, maybe this sounds like you're right, but let's keep on going. Let's say you've got a process or a system you're always teaching, something that you find yourself explaining again and again. Could be to parents, maybe staff, or to supervisees. And maybe you're a natural teacher. You love breaking things down, walking people step by step through a process, and seeing those light bulb moments happen. That's where courses come in. Courses are an incredible way to scale your impact without repeating yourself constantly. They let you take something that you've already done and turn it into a step-by-step experience that helps others get results. They don't have to be massive or complicated. A course can be super focused. It could be just one result, one process. It can be live or it can be self-paced and evergreen. And here's the cool part. If you're a BCBA in good standing for at least 3 years with the BACB, you can even offer CEUs. First, you have to go through a process, but that's a pretty simple process. That opens up a whole new way to monetize what you're already teaching. This model is especially great if you want to move away from trading time for money. It takes more effort upfront, but it pays off in the long run. And honestly, if you're already teaching the same content over and over again, turning it into a course is just the smart thing to do. So if this sounds like something you'd like to explore, stick with me. I've got more. Let's talk about memberships because this one can be incredibly powerful, but it's not for everyone. Imagine giving people a space where they can keep coming back for support. You're not just offering a one-time product or a call, you're creating a home base. Maybe that includes live office hours, a resource library, or even just a private space where people can connect with others who get it. If you love community, if you light up when you're helping someone month after month and consistency doesn't scare you, a membership might be your thing. But let's be real, this model does ask for ongoing energy. So if showing up regularly already feels like a drain, it's totally okay if you save this idea for later. Start with something smaller. You can always build into it once you've got your rhythm. You don't have to run a full community right out of the gate. You can build this in a way that works for you gradually over time. So there's also hybrid models. You don't have to pick just one. And this is great if you want to meet people at different stages and grow over time. But you have to be careful because it can be complicated if you try to do everything all at once. You need to start simple and add layers as you go. You might offer a one-on-one coaching session, and then you could turn that into a course. You could sell a $10 download that leads to a higher tier offer. You can run live trainings that become evergreen products. This model gives you options without pressure. You don't have to pick the perfect model today. You just need to pick something that feels doable and aligned with where you are right now. So a lot of what we've been talking about is creating what's called an evergreen offer. An evergreen offer is something that it stays relevant over time. And no, I don't mean something that's overly automated, a system with countdown timers and slick sales funnels, unless that's your thing. I mean something that's simple, something you've already created or could create quickly that keeps working for you, even when you're not working. Maybe it's a checklist you made for your team, a guide you give parents, a mini course you recorded once that still gets results. Those things, they can become evergreen offers. Evergreen offers give you margin, space, breathing room. They let you take on one-to-one clients because you want to, not because you have to for the income. They make the late nights and early mornings optional, but not necessary. And the first time someone buys something that you made while you're out to dinner, it flips a switch in your brain and you think, wait a minute, this is working. You don't have to perform or push or produce on demand. You just had to package what you already knew. And let's be real, you're not starting this business so you can work more. You want freedom. You want to spend time with your family, travel, take naps, read books, live your life. Evergreen income is the foundation of a sustainable business. It gives you breathing room, it gives you options, and it gives you your time back. You can still coach, you can still teach live, but when something's running in the background, that's when you start to feel like your business, not just another job. So you don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to quit your job. You don't need to build a complicated funnel or launch on social media. You just need a message that matters and the willingness to pick a model that fits your life. So let's recap really quickly. Your message comes first, who you help, what they need, and how you can help them. The model is the method that you deliver it. It's just the container. There's no right path, just the one that fits your personality, your energy, and goals. Every model works better with an evergreen offer in the background. So here's your next step. Pick one starting point. Write down one message. Sketch out one small doable offer, then say it out loud or post it in a group. This is how it starts, not with a brand, not with a website, with a message and a choice. Start small, start scared, start before you feel ready, just start. And once you're ready to dig deeper into the biggest mindset shifts that make this sustainable, not just financially, but emotionally, watch my video on money mindset. It's the natural next step. And I promise it'll help you rewire the way you think about value, pricing, and possibility. So let's go.